standing up to the Supreme Court when it comes to same-sex marriage. Tonight, that state's Chief Justice leading the charge in defiance of the Supreme Court. The justice is today refusing to block same-sex marriage in Alabama, but tonight that judge standing his ground. In Birmingham, same-sex couples waiting in line, but in many places, signs like this one, turning them away.
Hell yeah.
In Alabama.
There were wedding bells today in nearly 12 Alabama counties. Same-sex couples who never thought they'd see the day. But at least 51 county judges, that's most of them, are saying no to gay marriage and no to the federal judge who overturned the state's ban approved by voters. Joe Baker and Russell Wilson have shared a life together and today joined 100 same-sex couples in Mobile County, expecting their courthouse to comply with federal law and issue them a marriage license. But they were turned away.
We've waited 33 years for this. I mean, it's a big disappointment.
Standing in their way, State Supreme Court Chief Justice Roy Moore ordering judges Sunday night to refuse these couples.
Well, I think a redefinition of the word marriage is not found within the powers designated to the federal government.
Moore famously defied a federal order to remove a stone monument of the Ten Commandments statue from a judicial building. He told me that gay marriage is wrong and says the federal lawsuit did not name him and only he has authority over judges who issue marriage licenses. He rejects the idea that he's today's George Wallace, the governor who also defied federal law during court-ordered desegregation.
Do you worry that you will end up on the wrong side of history here?
Wrong side of history? Absolutely not. Did they stop with one man, or one woman and one woman? Or did they go to multiple marriages? Or did they go to marriages between men and their daughters, or women and their sons?
Moore and the state's governors say they will let this matter rest once the U.S. Supreme Court decides on gay marriage once and for all. David?
Steve, thank you. Now to the anguish and uncertainty for one American.
At one time, gay meant something happy. Now, if you're gay, that means, sadly, that you're a weird motherfucker. Not only that, at one time, if you wore beautiful bright colors, you were considered possibly a normal person. Nowadays, if you wear a lot of pretty colors, they automatically think there's something wrong with you. I think Judge Roy Moore is the only one that I've seen so far that's got guts to stand up for a crazy ruling. I think Judge Roy Moore ought to get a bunch of barnyard animals and put them out in front of the federal courthouse in Alabama so people can get the idea. He can have some rabbits there who multiply real fast and see how many male rabbits going with male rabbits can create baby rabbits. The truth of the matter is, the reason why, when man turns his back on his maker's plans, his maker allows him to make his own rope to hang himself. And that's exactly what is going on right now. We got crazy laws where it's okay for a man to go with a man, a woman to go with a woman. Now, in and of themselves, can any woman plus a woman make a life? Can any man and any man make a life? No, the truth of the matter is, if you go into the deep closets, the secrets, no matter how man tries to secretly manipulate things through donors of opposite sex, it still comes down to that not unless you have a man and a woman, the parts of a man and a woman, you cannot make a life. So, now we've got crazy laws on the books of where it's okay for a man. I've seen men kissing men on TV. Even in the Bible it talks about, I think it was in the Old Testament, about where these people wanted to take and rape a man wanted to rape another man. And this man said, take my beautiful virgin daughter before you mess with a man. And the truth of the matter, homosexuality is what causes brain damage. When a man sucks his fucking cum out of another fucking man, I can't think of a lower way that a man can put himself than to suck another man's dick. And what it causes fucking brain damage. I can't think of a better way to destroy the military than to introduce homosexuality. That means anybody who might be wanting rank from a top general who's a motherfucking fag, that means they gotta suck his dick in order to get fucking rank. And now even in the state of Florida, it's considered sexual orientation. So is it okay for a female to marry a German Shepherd? I'm not talking about the two-legged kind. I'm talking about the four-legged kind. So the truth of the matter is, that which was allowed in secret closets has now come out and destroyed our way of life where kids won't even know how to be able to attract a mate. God only knows what kind of books have they introduced into school. What kind of programs have they introduced into school? What about transgender? What happens if somebody thinks that they are going, as a matter of fact, there's somebody named Gina Rosso, R-O-S-C-O, that I saw recently in the news about, she's from the Philippines, used to be a boy, and now is turned into a woman? Exactly how much rage would there be if a man thought that he was courting a woman and he found out that he was courting another man? And then on top of that, how can a man even know that anytime he goes to date anybody, because now they've got all kinds of laws that are protecting that absolutely crazy, weird lifestyle, to where transgenders now are being protected more than a bicyclist. When a poor bicyclist goes down the road, he has no protection at all whatsoever. On top of that, if he ever, a car hits him, automatically the cops are looking for a reason to blame the bicyclist. The poor bicyclist has less rights than anybody in our society. How crazy did it get to where I guess now in proms, it's okay for a man to take a man, a female to take a female? So how are kids going to know how to be able to attract a mate? This is absolutely crazy. So what's next? Are we going to have fucking fag porn on motherfucking TV? So I'm just trying to figure this out. I remember the days that if anybody even mentioned that they were a fucking fag, they were ostracized in fucking society. But that which was barely tolerated is now out in the open. And what's absolutely amazing is the number of newspapers and magazines that have come out with and shoves it in your face of all the different news that goes on. They don't mention anything about cases of where people have secretly tape recorded. And Gary Wayne Beck in Bay County, Florida, secretly tape recorded Channel 13, and Judge Joe Grammer threw out the charge on him secretly tape recording where he didn't get no permission. Judge Joe Grammer could see the reasons why somebody would probably need to use a tape recorder, to tape record themselves and to protect themselves. That's also in United States Code Title 18, 2511, Section 2D, where it says, as long as you're a part of the conversation, you don't need no permission to record. That's common sense right there. Matter of fact, if you go to juries are taught, use your common sense. So what's happened is now in the state of Alabama, even though the people voted and said, we don't want something where a man can marry another man, a woman can marry another woman. We want something to where we can see some kind of resemblance of what a life and a family is supposed to be. Not only that, just look at the barnyard animals. That'll give you a perfect understanding of exactly how man and woman is supposed to be together. And not only that, our Maker made sure that a man would not confuse himself with another man by putting bumps on her chest, by making it to where she's got a higher voice, by making it to where she cannot have muscles like a man. So it's very hard for a man to be able to confuse going with another man. Not only that, the biological key is completely different. The man has the key. The female has the lock. It is so common sense, it's incredible. So now, God knows, maybe that's the reason why we're having trials and tribulations in the United States. And then on top of that, why do they call things unconstitutional instead of ungodly? Because it would be a lot easier for some people to go to the Bible and to be able to say, yeah, I see in the Bible where it says a man shall not lie with a man. It also says in the Bible that a man shall not lie with a beast. You think there's a possibility the reason why is when a man lies with another man, it destroys the family. It feminizes the man. It makes it to where the man can no longer figure out how to be able to attract another mate. And then on top of that, it destroys the nation. It feminizes the nation. So this is exactly what's going on. And just jimbikeman signing off.